I think you could pull it off. You think so?
It's Graham Driver. This morning from 9 on BBC Radio Leeds.
Today's West Yorkshire BBC Radio Leeds. Welcome along to Lost the Plot, our gardening feature where we go to someone's house and give them some free gardening advice. But today we've come to see Golka, to see Bronwyn. Brook, hello Bronwyn.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
You've just come out from holiday. You're looking refreshed.
Yes, I am. Yes, it's just unfortunate that you have all the washing to do when you come back and the gardening.
Yeah, I know. Well, the garden grows ferociously at this time of year. You've got a beautiful garden. The lawn looks brilliant. Who does the lawn?
Me?
Well, it looks immaculate.
Well, it isn't really, but I just managed to get it done yesterday.
Yeah, I think it looks... in preparation.
Wellington's on if you haven't.
Yeah, well, it looks lovely. You've got a very full garden in terms of things growing in it, because it's this time of year when everything looks nice and covered, and it's actually looking grown together.
Yes, it does. Yes, I prefer a more wild look.
Well, Bill Sterling, our gardener's here. Bill, it's not that wild. She says it's wild. I think it's wild.
Well, it's nice and mature, and there's no sort of soil between the plants, and the plants go into one another. Well, that's very nice, very attractive.
Gatless.
And I also know that things start to see that. There's a lovely bubbly at the bottom near the gate, and another one starting to sprout. It's obviously sown the other side of the driveway. That's the sort of thing that makes it interesting.
Yeah, and actually, there's lots of different colour in here as well. Why don't you fire away with your first question?
This tree here, it's been here for many, many years, and it just flowered, but it had no fruit on it until about 10 years ago, and then it started getting little toe-type things on. And then about 2 years ago, it was absolutely covered in cherries. Now, my husband did eat them, but I don't eat them because I didn't know what it was. So can you tell me what it is? And if it ever gets any more on, can you eat them?
Good question. Well, the thing is, yes, it's a wild cherry, so they're going to be, I would have thought, quite bitter and quite small. I wouldn't have thought they were very sweet, because again, unless you get a really warm summer, you don't really get decent cherries in our climate. So I can't remember what it was like several years ago, but whatever it was, old age is setting in here. But if it was a really warm, long, dry summer, then it would work. In these sort of past couple of wet summers we've had, I should imagine if you get any fruit at all, they're going to be quite small and quite hard and not really tasty.
Is it a particular type of cherry?
I think it's a thing called Prunus avium.
Right. And it's a massive tree.
It is, and it's a mature tree, and it's long, many years left in it.
Yes, it's bigger than most fruit trees that we see.
Well, that's because fruit trees are usually grown for their fruit. This thing tends to be grown more as an ornamental tree because it's more grown for the blossom.
Right.
And also, of course, in looking at it, there's a multi-stem thing which makes it more interesting as well.
But when Mr. Brook ate them, I presume he ate them without the pie.
Oh, yes.
Put them in his mouth.
They were nice. I think it was actually that really nice sunny year.
Were they sour then?
No, it was sweet.
Sweet. That sounds good.
It makes sense that it was a good summer, though. The sweet, I'm surprised about it. One thing I will say about the cherry wood, though, if you ever saw bits off and you know someone who's got an open fire, give it to them because it's got a lovely scent.
Oh, that's a shame because we've had lots of it chopped off over the years.
Okay, we'll come back to Bronwyn's garden, and you're going to ask about what next?
Why my peonies didn't flower this year.
Ooh, that would have been in May. Yeah. All right, we'll come back to Bronwyn's garden, and we'll solve the peony question. There we go. It's the middle of our Lost the Plot feature, where we give someone some free gardening advice. If you want to be on my list, give me a call, 0845 303 3333, 0845 303 3333. With me are Bill Sterling and our gardener and Bronwyn. And Bronwyn, you've got a peony bush here.
Yes, I've had it for a number of years, and it's always had beautiful pink peonies on.
Massive.
Yes.
Almost dinner plate size.
Oh, well, not quite. So.
Yes, it's quite a little one, though.
It is, yes. But this year, it's had nothing at all.
Yeah, well, peonies one of the things I know about because, I know what they look like, and I know that they flower in the third week of May, because we used to have one when I was a teenager, and it's very regular, methodical, and I can't believe, Bill, that she didn't have any flowers this year.
And I have absolutely no reason, no idea why. I will waffle and speculate. That it might be in a dark, shady place, and they've had a very sort of two wet years, if you like, on the tops. The light levels are low. It may be that. I simply don't know for sure what to call.
Well, interesting situation here, because she's got a lot of plants in and around the place. The peony bush I was talking about used to be kind of on its own, had a lot of soil, and it was very open, and whereas this is fighting.
It's almost a woodland, sorry, it's almost a woodland edge plant, isn't it, in this situation, and it's not really its natural habitat.
Yeah, but if it worked in the past,
why didn't it work this time?
Well, you've got lots of things growing next to it. It's fighting for nutrients.
Yes, it is, yes. An elderberry tree, there's a small buddleia, this.
A huge TV. Sorry?
Yeah.
A huge TV with the purple, blue purple flowers. Hypericum there. It is struggling, but again, if it's flowered in the past, I can't think what. A suggestion would be give it some, if you have any liquid seedlings, tomato seeds, things like that, give it some of that to try and build up the food that's in the tomato food, actually, is what encourages flowering. So give it a dose of that so it can build up for next year, and again next spring give it some more. But I'm clutching at straws.
I have a question. With a peony, is it worth moving something like that? Because that's quite small, and you probably could move it. But the thing is, it only flowers for about 2 weeks in the year, and then it won't flower again till next May. There's no way.
Peonies have a reputation of not moving easily, actually. I mean, I have moved them and got away with it, but they are a bit notorious for being uncooperative if you move them.
Anti-nomadic.
Yes, definitely, because I've got one I've had in the front garden for a number of years, and it never flowered. And so I've taken it up and it's in a pot now, and I just don't know what to do with it. Is it likely ever to flower if it gets in the right position, or is it just one of those that won't?
It's not very often to come across a blind plant, which you do sometimes get. I would have thought if you give it the full sun, it ought really to flower. How long is it since you moved into the pot? Months, years?
Oh, a couple of years.
Oh, in that case, I think I would cosset it and seed it and give it liquid seed in the growing season and see if you can get it to be big and beefy.
Okay, come back to Bronwyn Brook's garden in Golka after 7.